of my friends say, girl, you better take care.
Good evening, STEM community. How are we doing this evening? Glad you can stop by and check in with us. Keep watching the channel. If you can, watch it all the way through. We appreciate everyone that is here and signed up with us and stayed with us. It is most appreciated. Let's get right to it. I'd like to touch up on some things that we have so much news that some of the viewers might miss some of it. We all know that the criminal case against Donald Trump has been dropped. They found no case in it to go farther with. Fannie Mae Wilson is all over with. And Trump, this is pertaining to the case of 2020 elections. So that is behind Donald Trump. And some people are saying that president's obsession to the whole Democratic Party has lost sight of what they were there for. And the whole party is off course because of one man and the Trump syndrome. I believe what they were trying to say, the Democratic Party has lost sight of what they're supposed to be doing. And they do all have the Trump syndrome. A lot of people are upset. A lot of different states. A lot of people over the country are wanting the ousting of Ilhan Omar with Governor Tim Walz over the $400 million that have gone. But also the $250 million that they were using for cooking for the homeless. $250 million. And they said this was to get meals for the homeless. It's a lot of meals. Senator Ruben Giuliani has petitioned a probe of son Mark Kelly putting out threats to plug at President Trump. And he's looking for attention. He also wanted to be a part of the seditious sayings, but he did not get the script in time. And if he had, he would have been a part of these seditious six. He couldn't get the script in time. Okay. Also in the news there were lists, they say, that was put out on Susie Wales, Pam Bundy, and Kash Patel. The shakeup that was put out there, Levitt said, do not believe in the fake news. Most likely it's just to overturn things. Pam Bundy with Jeffrey Epstein case and Letitia James case, excuse me, are an actual upsetting case to President Trump. And even though they are reappealing the case, President Trump is not satisfied with the way the case was pursued. So I'm pretty sure we'll hear more information on that. Letitia James and James Comey have been pretty quiet because they probably know too, we'll see that maybe no end to this. As I said, Pam Bondi is in the hot seat, looking to be replaced. Chief of Staff Susie Wales. But again, like we got the report saying that don't believe the fake news. The Seditious Six interviewed today not wanting the military to do what Trump says and to cause problems in the military will start. CNBC also attacked Cream Brooklyn Jeffries on stage of him continually lying about the reason why the government was shut down and what is happening in Missouri. And Hakeem Justice, Hakeem is definitely lied back and forth to the American public, and we're not able to believe anything he said. Mike Johnson said that they are not going to pay the Obama insurance. Mike Johnson is fighting against it, and instead of paying the large insurance companies, as he is in agreement with Donald Trump, let's pay the people. I don't know how they figured on distributing these large checks out. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to be crazy. Take that $10,000, $15,000 check and go buy you a new car. And then you're going to be mad, wondering why you don't have insurance. And this is what I was saying earlier, people. Have a plan, have an objective, stick to it. Your yes means yes, your no, no. And have control. And everything must be done in moderation. As AI is here and everything is being turned over in our hands as adults, the government, they're not going to be looking out for you. The tools and the necessary sources will be there. What will you do with it? That's entirely up to you. And when this is gone, don't think the neon sign is going to be on flashing for you. Come here, come here. We're going to help you out. That sign's gone too. And when you've had all the reasonable resources to help yourself and do the right thing, and you blow it, don't get mad at America. Don't get mad at people. Don't get mad at your next door neighbor. Because you've had the same sanctuary. You've had the same amount, maybe more, to do your due diligence with. So what I was talking about earlier about getting smart and protecting yourself has to do with your entire life. Because a lot of things that we see that were in place when we were younger, the narrative, the system has changed. It used to be slaves. Now people will be owning robots. Cars are driving themselves. They got flying drones coming out that you just tell where you want to go. These things are being tested now. And you talk about living in the Jetsons, the future is here. And if you stay behind and don't figure this thing out, you'll be behind. I'm waiting on nobody. Nobody. And I hope my audience is this way. train yourself, better yourself, put yourself in a situation that can help you. And that used to be my main drive. It's to the point where it was sort of vicious. Because if a lot of things didn't work for me, I would leave. And being black, because I'm not calling the black card, but being black and staying ahead of the game and working hard at it, it got me somewhere. You know, I don't want to be a 3%er or 0%er. I like to try to be a 1%er. I don't care what color you are or what creed you are. You can do it, I can do it. Might take me longer. I don't have the connections. But I'm telling you, do your due diligence, put your head to the grind, and you'll find that you can succeed. Pray about it, ask about it, and it'll be granted to you. First of all, believe in yourself. So we have a lot of things that are coming up, and Bible don't lie. If you do wrong, it comes back on you. Karma has a way of coming back. I mean, Somalians in Minnesota, they thought they were doing great. They were. Billions, going up into the trillions almost. Getting away. Oh, they got this covered. Neon sign was burning bright for them. Nobody can touch us. We got Tampon Tim on our side. We got this covered. Oh my goodness, if we got to be vice president, we could really work at this. Trillions of dollars would just fly out of the United States. George Soros, what an evil old man. He had every intention for things working right. Taking our taxpayer money and turning our government against us. People are so evil. Now his son Alex Soros has come on board and is a major supporter of the seditious six, backing them, saying that they should go against Trump, turning the military against Trump. These are acts of treason. And once it is done that these people are gathered up, put in jail, and the funds that they're giving out, they can be depleted of them, this crap would stop. There are a lot of things that people, sane people, and grievously can get you in a lot of trouble. And once you end up in a situation where you can't get out of it, where are they? I once gave y'all the story of Joy Reid. You don't need to be with your family. You don't need to talk to your family. Alienate yourself from the family if you voted for Donald Trump. Okay, people lost their jobs. People didn't associate with their family. When things got bad, were you able to go knock on Joy Reid's door? And she would say, come on in, let me help you? No. But you followed her 100%. And that's what I'm telling you. I don't follow man. Because that person put their pants on like you, they eat like you, they talk like you, they walk like you, and they can die just like you. God is from beginning to end. Same thing. I wish death on no one. But Joy Reid was giving her example. She lost her job. She was crying like any other human. Her job had meaning. People were following her. And if you're following her 100%, alienate yourself from your family 100%, what do? Now both of y'all are in the same basket. She's got a little bit of money from working, nothing. And believe me, she's not going to give you one red penny to help your cause or your situation. But she'll tell you to go out there, dramatize your life, act like an idiot, where family turn their head on you and won't help you. And, I got Joy Reid, that's my friend. Well, you go find that person. Or you go find Shifty Shift. Or you go find Waters. Or you go find the Soroses. And you find out that the world is captivated and moved by you. Only you. You will find out so quick that the rulings that you followed are a broken system that are set up just for the eagle-minded rich or the eagle-minded people that want you to follow them and do wrong. Jasmine Crockett spills out information that people are dying, supposedly by the hands of ICE. And see, this kind of rhetoric is crazy. Name one person that has died by the hands of ICE. Not one. But now we can name people of ICE who have died by the hands of the illegals. Crockett said people are dying, killed by ICE. Maxine Waters calls Trump a nasty, dirty, low-down, dirty president. What a great grandma. Now this is the epitome of an awesome grandma. I show pictures of her feet hurting her. This is why she lashes out so much. Change your shoes, old lady. Put the flip-flops on. Stop showing those bunions. People, we're getting ready for a refugee surge that the likes of this country has never seen, and we never would see it if Biden didn't let over 30 million people over here. In Memphis, 121,000 have been returned. 327 known main gang members are gone. And if anyone is in trouble to these parades and changes, is ICE. And they're not getting a refund for this work. They're listening to what the president says. People are welcoming them and rejoicing that ICE is there to clean up the government. Actually rejoicing. Now they can walk in the streets. They can walk at night. Their kids can come out and play. They can go to the store and come back with bags of groceries. And not sit there and wait for gangs for them to go to the store, snatch their groceries, and kick them and beat them up. This is how the gangs were getting their groceries. Pitiful. No more. Listen to what Jesse Waters had to say, and I'm pretty sure by now a lot of people are thinking this way.
I believe we should just gerrymander the bejesus out of these maps and just destroy Democrat representation where we can.
Yeah.
And it's just, we're in a war now.
It shows that he believes we're in a war. And I just want to display some of the things that are happening. And this has to do with the Council of Nibia's striking out for money for the Somalians. Let's take a listen to this. Because you people, you'd be surprised what is being said and what he's asking for.
Oh, we're almost there. I got Mohammed and Fatah. You want to go, Senator Fatah, go down your list, and Rasmussen, did we get, you're done. God, that was, Republicans are done. Isn't that okay?
We said good amendments.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I think we'll do the A16 first and then have that be amended with the A34.
Which one?
This is the A16. Because this one is this amount. I'd like to offer the A34 amendment, Mr. Chair.
834 amendment. That's not, I thought that was an amendment to the A16. Is that just by itself? You're not doing the A16?
Yeah, I thought I was going to do the A16 and then have the A34 amended, but I guess I was wrong. I think it's faster just to do the A34.
Okay, members, the A34 is in front of you. You want to tell us about what you're doing with the A34?
Yes, so can I explain what the A16 was going to do and then the A34?
Well, just to the point is, this is the A34 in front of us, so what is it that you want us to vote on? I mean, it's your table. I mean, you tell us what,
Thank you. So we're just shifting some money from one committee. I'm joking, Mr. Eric. We're not doing that. So we are appropriating some money to the Somali Parents Autism Network. So their funding runs out in June, and we just want to ensure that their good work helping parents and young children and families with autism or family members with autism, that they can continue with their outreach and education. They've reached out to hundreds of people. They've had community events and community education sessions and things like that. So the First Amendment A16 was going to shift from one organization to this. It wouldn't be any cost, but the additional dollars will be coming from, I think, 3122 and another organization as well. So the A34 is a new add-on from the A16. And I can have Liam explain that if I didn't explain that good enough.
No, you're fine. If any members got any questions, Senator Abel, this takes it from something you and I have worked on for many, many years, and Senator Green, when he was, anyway, that you know who this is. I don't like this amendment, so I just want to tell you as the chair. So I appreciate what Senator Fatah is doing. I would say vote no on that, Senator Abel.
Well, Mr. Chair, I just want...
Now, you see, he's trying to take money from another funding to put into more money for autism. And as you see by the gentleman there, this is all Somalians in the American government, and they all are sizing up just for money. Let's take a look at this one.
Alright, so this guy is about to look like a complete and total idiot. Enter Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, who was almost Vice President of the United States in 2024, but right now he's running into some issues where he was just involved in a multi-million-dollar scam in Minnesota involving autistic Somali children who might have actually been used to give money to a terror group. Where this starts is a good thing. Minnesota is one of the greatest states in the country when it comes to spending on autistic kids, where Medicaid spending for families with an autistic kid comes to a median of $40,000 a year, which is twice the U.S. average of $20,000. But the problem is, the moment we have something good going on, there's always people out there who absolutely want to abuse it. Like this asshole right here, Asha Farhan Hassan, who is a Somali immigrant living in Minnesota that ran a clinic called Smart Autism LLC, which was designed to help autistic kids. Yep, she's a complete and total scam artist, where in 2019 she was busted for $14 million worth of fraud with the state of Minnesota and also Medicaid, where she was saying there were a bunch of kids who were Somali who weren't actually autistic but claiming they were, and then she was pocketing the money and also giving the parents kickbacks. And that was bad, but it got worse, because in the state of Minnesota there are 86,000 Somali people, and they came there for good reason. There were a lot of issues going on in Somalia, and Minnesota isn't very cheap to live in, so a lot of them were relocated there in the 90s and 2000s. While it's absolutely great people from another country can come and live in the United States and prosper, what's not great is when they come here and try to scam the system, and that's actually happening with the Somali population in Minnesota, where right now 1 in 14 Somali kids are being diagnosed with autism in Minnesota. That doesn't match other kids in Minnesota, because right now 1 in 53 kids in Minnesota will be diagnosed with autism, and also at the same time looking at other Somali populations like the one in Maine and other states, they have numbers that are very similar to the 1 in 53, not the 1 in 14. And that's because of these guys. What happened was, after that one scam in 2019 for $14 million, a bunch of other clinics for autism started to pop up in the state of Minnesota, run by these fine people right here. And what happened was they started to diagnose pretty much every kid with autism and then give these massive kickbacks to Somali parents, about $1,500 a month, and they were pocketing the rest. It definitely cost the state of Minnesota and as well as the federal government a lot of money, because it was estimated in a period of just 3 years they were able to steal $400 million from Medicaid. But then things just enter a whole new level of crazy, because they're not just taking the money and going shopping. Instead, they're actually wiring it back to Somalia, and it's going to Al-Shabaab, which is a leadership group in Somalia, and yes, according to the U.S. government, they are classified as terrorists. It wasn't just a little money from it was actually a lot, where federal investigators are saying at a bare minimum $20 million from Minnesota that was meant for autistic kids ended up going to a terrorist group, but it might have been as high as $100 million. Now the big question is, how much of this blame actually goes on Tim Walz? Because Tim Walz was the governor of Minnesota. He did not create the program. He didn't decide to give autism that much money, but he did ultimately oversee the program and knew about the frauds, but didn't actually investigate it properly. Tim Walz is running for a third term as governor. He was running for vice president. He might run for president in 2028. And yes, some responsibility definitely falls on him, because this is just a massive blunder. But with that, I'm Charles Brawl, Red, Blue, and You. Subscribe to learn something.
It goes up higher and higher. This is a picture of their military and what they stand for. You know, this is...
Yes.
President Donald Trump.
This is crazy. The Somalis in Minnesota just got busted with that biggest fraud yet, where they're stealing taxpayer money meant for kids with autism. And what you expect, they're pirates. And Ilhan Omar, she is pissed.
President Donald Trump posting on Truth Social that he will terminate the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. In his post, he says the reason is, quote, Minnesota, under Governor Walz, is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. I am, as the President of the United States, hereby terminating, effective immediately, the temporary protected status, TPS program, for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state, and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over, President DJT, end quote.
He actually said it this time. Go back where you came from. But listen at this fraud. Yeah, this is crazy.
Stunning report from the City Journal showing a massive fraud scheme in Minnesota. You have to hear about this. It involves false autism claims, the Somali community, and connections to a terror group. Let's explain over at the wall. Now, it all revolves around autism and HSS program. That is Minnesota's Medicaid Housing Stabilization Services. Now, this was created to help seniors, addicts, and others find housing, but the criteria to enter this program was incredibly loose and therefore easy to take advantage of. It's led to fraud and costs absolutely exploding. Just 5 years ago, in 2020, costs for this program were $2.6 million. 4 years later, by 2024, costs had been over $100 million, 104. Through the first 6 months of this year, costs are at 61 million, meaning if you double that over the entirety of the year, you're looking at $122 million. In 5 years, from 2 million to 122 million. Now why? 6 people are accused of defrauding HSS. They're members of the Somali community, but this just gets worse. If we take a look at Minnesota's federally funded autism program. Now, several people, and this is an example, a woman in the Somali community are co-conspirators, and they're accused of recruiting kids for autism therapy. They brought in families, had them convinced to get their kids diagnosed as autistic. In fact, these families ultimately ended up having various social services bid for their children, competing with the number and size of check that they would get. It didn't matter if the kids had autism. And what happened? Autism claims to Medicaid surged. In 2018, $3 million. By 2023, listen here, from $3 million to $400 million. Autism providers jumped from 41 to 328 in 5 years. Now, City Journal reports that the Somali fraud...
You can take the pirate out the hood, but you can't take the pirate out the pirate. Yep. Wow, taking money that was meant for people with children with autism, it's just... Yeah, it gets evil. It gets worse.
Send a lot of money back to Somalia. 40% of households in Somalia get remittances from abroad. That totals $1.7 billion. That is more than the entire budget of the Somali government. Money being sent abroad, from abroad, back to Somalia. Where is that money going? Take a look at this. Most alarmingly, a lot of that money is funneled through money traders, and in the end, ends up in the hands of Al-Qaeda-linked Islamic terror group Al-Shabaab.
Wow. So I'm sure everybody can see why he's removing protective things for these people in this country to be here legally. Right. And a lot of people said he can't do that. Well, if Biden can do it with the Haitians, why can't Trump take it away from you? Yeah, we can give it, but we can't take it back? Yeah, that don't make sense. Yeah, but Ilhan Omar, she responded, and she's pissed. I don't know why she's pissed. She's probably going to be pissed at the wrong people. She's pissed at Donald Trump, right? Yeah, exactly who she's pissed at.
So to bring this full circle, the Minnesota taxpayers are funneling money through fraudulent autism claims back to Somalia, where that money lands in the accounts of Al-Shabaab.
I think I want to speak to a few things. One, I want to speak to what Trump has tweeted and what it means for those of us who call this incredible state home. Because facts matter, and facts are important. It is unfortunate that we are led by a president who does not understand the laws of this land. When the president tweets as if he has the authority to terminate temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota, even little kids in 8th grade know that that is not an authority that the president has and can wield. President has and can wield.
I think I already did it. Yeah, mind you, this is after all this billions of dollars of fraud. Mm-hmm. They were even stealing money meant for kids to feed like poor kids during COVID. Right. But they're trying to deflect and just make Trump look like a horrible person. This ploy, this scheme was right under their noses, and I find it hard to believe they didn't know what was going on. Of course they knew. They can't be that inept. They can't be. Well, we talking Democrats. They probably are. Kevin, this is a money laundering scheme. You don't think none of this money came back to Democrats somehow? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Temporary status protection for Somalis expires March of 2026, and anyone with that status has 60 days after for it to have any impact on them. And so if you are confused, if you feel threatened, know that the law is on your side and our demented president can't do anything about it.
Demented. Yeah, these people are totally taking advantage of our good nature to let refugees into this country.
Yeah.
And look what they do with it. Yeah.
I had Omar, the scheme witch of the century, has the nerve to call Donald Trump names. This is the fraud queen of history. You evil rat, using young kids, the elderly, to scheme your beliefs, putting all your wayward, wicked thoughts into taking care of your country. You know what? I am Omar Junk. You want to have your kids in Somali? You wanted to marry a Somalian? Get out. Nobody wants you. On that note, people, this is still a community. People like this that use and abuse, there is no words for them. Tell others about the channel. Sign up. We appreciate you. Smash the like button and we'll see you on the next one.